Undaunted once reported warning road users and pedestrians in Ambazonia and Bamenda in particular about a plan by La Republic to Cameroon occupational forces to run over as many Ambazonians as possible with their armored vehicles as they drive past. Yesterday, Wednesday, a colonial La Republic to Cameroon military truck ran over a bike, killing the bike rider and the woman passenger he had on his bike. This happened at Fish Point Hill Food Market, Bamenda. Bike riders have the street with the cops of this bike rider colleague of theirs. This is an energetic young man who left the house in the morning full of hopes and dreams. The Republic forces decided to end his life. It is not, as it is not the first of such premeditated acts by these thugs. What did they do wrong to be killed as such? What will become of those who depended on them? Well, it's on this sad note that we will begin the full briefings of Undente tonight. How are you doing, sir?
Very well, Oni. Good evening, Ambazonians. As said, two persons, a bike rider and a woman, were murdered yesterday, Wednesday, April 12th, 2023, in Bamenda. The two were run over by a colonial La Republic du Cameroon's military vehicle at the Fish Point Hill stretch of road. The bike rider is said to have died on the spot, and the woman, on her part, died at the Bamenda Regional Hospital. At first time, people were flooding the hospital to see the woman in question and possibly see if they could identify her. Bike riders operating the streets of Bamenda with the corpse of the bike rider. This has caused a lot of commotion at major junctions like the hospital roundabout and more.
We have the Chief of Staff of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, Dr. Yaya Fonye, in the studio. Before we continue, we would want to get her thoughts on this particular sad story. A very warm welcome
Thank-
to you, Dr. Fonye. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Thank you. And how are you? Good to see you all. And happy Easter to everybody.
Well, we are very well, thank you. We just need to be sure that our sound is very clear and clean before we proceed with the interview with you. Ma'am. So please, I hope you are doing very well. This is just to determine that the sound is very clear. Madam Chief of Staff, what would you have to say about this?
I know it is very sad, but that is the reality of life under oppression by a brutal regime like La République du Cameroon. And like you people rightly reported, it didn't start. This didn't start today. This brutality and barbarism, we may call it, started since the 1960s in a bid to actually quieten us so that we never speak up. But unfortunately, they have met the wrong generation because we are the never again generation, and we must do what our forefathers started. We must complete the job because it would be unfair to actually pass this down to another generation. It has been over 50 years, more than half a century of such barbaric acts. Fortunately, with the digital world nowadays, we pick up these things and we can share them. But these killings, arbitrary killings, have been happening a long time ago. Some of our parents, or we have names that we knew from, sorry, in the past, people that would just disappear because they were suspected to be ringleaders or organizing and mobilizing for this day when Ambazonia would truly be free. So this is as sad as it is. Words alone wouldn't make a difference. Those of us who are able to make that difference, to fight for the life of this boy and many others whose lives have been wasted, we have the duty. It is upon us to actually free our country and make sure we provide a safe haven for us, if not for our generations to come. And that is why it is so important for us to pursue this revolution as if we were the last person as if you were the last person standing, giving your all, so that we should shorten this suffering of our people dying every day. And we say, oh, yet another. We can't even keep records of the numbers. In as much as we want to honor all of them, they're being killed in their numbers every day. And so for us to actually put an end to this, we have to pursue this struggle in a very, very revolutionary manner. We cannot mix emotions and war. They declared war upon us, and therefore we must defend ourselves. And to defend ourselves, we need. Sorry, I hope I didn't get disconnected. Am I still on?
Go ahead, please.
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
we
You
can
okay.
hear
are.
you. You are.
All right. So for us to do this, we just have to get in there full swing. People have to donate, put in the money so that we buy ammunition to defend ourselves, like every other country in the world that is being oppressed, like Ukraine, just to name a few. So it is our basic human right to defend ourselves. And so to all of those who are sitting on the fence, who keep saying that your thing, there's nothing like our thing. We are being attacked. I'm sure if they live in their house and a thief comes in and breaks in their house, rapes their child in front of them, or kills their mother, burns them, or puts a baby in oil, they are going to be really angry, and they have to do something to defend these vulnerable people. So to all those who claim that they don't understand the struggle, they should see these pictures and ask themselves, what did this young man do? There is nothing he did. He's simply an Ambazonian, and because of that, he was killed. You could call that genocide, or you call it barbarism. They would all go. So we are the ones to make this call. I hear a lot of times to say, "Oh, the international world is not saying this, is not saying that." That may be true, but our determination to get to Boya, or our let me put this, our success or how soon we get there depends on our determination. It depends on our zeal. It depends on the passion that we have, and it depends on the sacrifices that we make. So we cannot sit and just complain. We cannot sit and just forward messages on WhatsApp groups or discuss about what has happened or not. Everybody should be out there dipping in their pockets very deep. We have an upcoming federal draft this Saturday, the 15th of April at 8 p.m. Amba time. Please, if you're so hurt by what the oppressor, La République du Cameroun, is doing to our people, then crying is not even going to help. You must take actions that actually result in that produce results. And the interim government under our president, Dr. Samuel Ikomesako, have a great strategy in place. And he has actually called this year, or nominated this year, the year of acceleration. And what does that mean? A lot of us say that, but that has to be backed by action. If we want to accelerate, it's just like your car, or even yourself. When I go out for a walk, for example, I am slow. And if I want to run, I need to put in energy. I need to sweat. And I struggle because it is hard to accelerate. It's hard to run. But because I want to get faster, or I want to get results, or I want to get faster where I'm going to, I need to make that sacrifice. And so I'm calling on each and every one of us to actually review our revolutionary spirit, to review our dedication. Let it not just be analyzing what is happening, let that also be backed by actions and financial action, in addition to participation in your LGAs and counties with ideas on how to proceed with this war. Is actually our cornerstone to truly make this year a year of acceleration. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Dr. Fonye, we'll definitely come back to you. We have a special segment for you to specially talk about the draft, but I didn't want to cut you off when you
Oh,
delved
sorry.
into it, because I know the importance of the draft and why we must speak about it every minute and every second. But please do not go away. I will continue with the news right about now and definitely come back to you in a jiffy. Please stand by.
Thank you.